Welcome back to MGSTV. I'm your host, Andrew Scott, and we've got the CFO for Galaxy Entertainment Group, Mr. Bob Drake. Bob, welcome to MGSTV.
Great, thank you for having me, Andrew. Great to see you again.
Bob, this is the first ever Macau gaming show. What do you and the wider Galaxy organisation think of what the MGEMA have done in creating this show? And now that it's started, what do you think?
Well, I think you've created a great buzz. You know, you have over 100 exhibitors for your first show. I think for a first show, you guys have done a great job. And it's not unreasonable to think that a market like Macau should have a show like this because we are the world's largest market. So it makes a lot of sense. So my hat's off to you so far. Congrats.
Bob, Galaxy Entertainment Group has to be one of the greatest business success stories on the planet. Its humble beginnings about 10 years ago saw Galaxy as a private company with a small office block retrofitted as a hotel with less than 150 rooms and a gaming floor of less than 50 baccarat tables. Fast forward a decade and the company runs 5 casinos, thousands of hotel rooms, hundreds of gaming tables, and has a market capitalisation of a whopping $30 billion. What factors have led to such an incredible business success?
Well, first of all, we're very fortunate to be in the Macau market. We're invited guests and certainly appreciate the opportunity to help the Macau government diversify the economy. And it's indicative of how the Louis family conducts their business. They're very disciplined in their approach, building high quality product and then supporting that with international service standards called world-class Asian Heart. The Louis family entered the market through city clubs. They managed those casinos, took all that knowledge, applied that to their first owned property in Star World, which opened a little over 7 years ago, and then took that knowledge, which is a VIP-centric property, and applied that to Galaxy Macau. And one of the differentiating factors is that you build a world-class product, so you have to have world-class service to build the nicest product in the world. If you don't provide a great service experience, nobody's going to return. You never get anybody to come back, and that's really what it's all about. So we really think at the end of the day, the whole market has world-class product. I think it's incumbent upon us to offer world-class service, and that's how we differentiate ourselves in the market.
In my opinion, Galaxy has the strongest service culture of the 6 concessionaires in Macau, and that culture is embodied in Galaxy's 4-word motto, World-Class Asian Heart. Could you explain to the viewers what World-Class Asian Heart actually means?
Well, we spend a lot of time training our employees to deliver a very high quality service standard. And of course we want a world-class standard. We want to introduce an Asian element to us, which we really think is a very anticipatory service that we're providing and a very heartfelt service. So it really comes from the heart. And it's very genuine and warm and the like there. And we really think that differentiates not only Asia, but certainly Galaxy from the rest of the world. So I think it's one of our differentiating factors.
I've interviewed Galaxy's Vice Chairman, your boss, Francis Loy, on a number of occasions, and he always comes across as a highly intelligent and an all-round nice guy. But to be successful at that business level, a leader needs to be able to make tough decisions, unpopular decisions. Most visionary leaders of large public companies do have somewhat of a harsh streak. What's it like to work for Francis Loy? Can he be a tough taskmaster behind the scenes?
Well, he's actually a really good boss. He's one of the best bosses I've ever had to work for, and he's actually one of the smartest guys I've ever had to work for. And Andrew, you're absolutely right. There are some very unique personalities in this industry, not only here but in the U.S. that I've had exposure to. But when it comes to running a business like this, Francis is the hardest working guy in the company. He leads by example. He's a very smart guy, continues to push himself to innovate, doesn't expect anyone in the company to work harder than he does, so he has very high standards, as most CEOs do. And he pushes us to innovate so that we maintain a very world-class standard. It's very tough to move up the ladder, and we're very successful under his leadership to do that. It's even tougher to stay on top, and I think he's really challenging us to do that. Both on our product side, when our development team, you can see Galaxy Macau, we have Galaxy Macau Phase 2, and the rest of our developments in Cotai and some other projects that we're working on. And at the same time, we have to deliver a world-class experience to all our customers, otherwise no one's going to come back. So it has to transcend the organization, and he's a real pleasure to work for.
Bob, all of the 6 concessionaires in Macau are expanding their businesses at the moment, and most of them are doing so by building fresh new properties with fresh new brands. For example, Sands China Limited built the Venetian, then Sands Cotai Central, and now they're hard at work at the Parisian. But Galaxy hasn't taken that approach. Galaxy Phase 2 connects seamlessly with Galaxy Phase 1, and it seems Phases 3 and 4 will also follow this pattern. So the result is that while the other concessionaires will end up with a string of differently branded properties, Galaxy will have one enormous property. Now, why has Galaxy taken this approach?
Well, we really want to position ourselves as a leading agent provider of an integrated resort experience. That's the positioning of Galaxy Macau in the high-end leisure segment. So we really want to maintain that positioning as we think the market is really underpenetrated in that particular segment. And the way we're going about differentiating ourselves is offering different brands within our complex. In the first phase, we're very pleased that we have Banyan Tree, which offers the resort-themed concept. We have Okura from Japan, which offers a Northern Asian experience. In phase 2, we're adding the Marriott family, including the world's largest JW Marriott and the world's first all-suite Ritz-Carlton hotel. And then we bring in different brands of food and beverage and different entertainment experiences in retail. But we're really positioning Galaxy Macau as a high-end leisure segment, supported by a variety of brands that hopefully differentiate, and we're quite confident it will in the market.
Bob, in the last 12 months, Galaxy's share price has more than doubled from Hong Kong $27 to Hong Kong $58. It's an incredible rise. I mean, how much higher can it go?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I think if you invested in any Macau stock this year, you would have done very well. And it's very difficult to predict where stock prices are. If we could do that, neither of us would be sitting here. But I certainly hope you're a shareholder. But at the same time, what we do look at is the basic fundamentals. If you look at the Greater China market, we believe that one of the largest and fastest growing segments is the mass market segment. You can argue that it has a very, very low penetration rate, which translates into future growth potential. And then if you look at the VIP segment, we still think it's a large market that can grow very nicely as well. But what differentiates us is that we believe we have the most well-defined short, medium, and long-term development plan of any gaming company in the industry. And I think which actually translates into sustainable future earnings, which hopefully translates into a nice share price. As long as we continue to grow world-class product and deliver operationally, I'm quite confident that we'll continue to deliver sustainable earnings to our shareholders. Hopefully that translates into a very nice multiple and a nice share price for investors.
GEG recently acquired the Grand Waldo property and immediately closed it down. What are the long-term plans for Grand Waldo?
Well, first of all, we really view the Grand Waldo as a strategic acquisition for Galaxy. It's located directly across the street from Galaxy Macau in our land bank in Cotai. And we're very excited about the plans for the Grand Waldo. We're finalizing those plans, and we'll be in a position to share those with you in the very near future.
Everybody in the industry knows the Macau government set a table cap of 5,500 tables in 2012, which was set to increase by 3% per year for 10 years. Now, the 2013 increase should have been 165 tables, but the government allowed a 250 table increase due to what it called prior commitments, while adamantly announcing that it would intend to keep to that 3% on average per year. Doing the math over the 10 years yields increases of 876 tables for the first 5 years and a further 1,016 tables for the second 5 years. But with 7 new properties already announced, each property needing hundreds of tables, the numbers just don't stack up. How do you reconcile this?
Well, we certainly support the government's policies on tables and as a mechanism to really manage the growth help manage the growth of the Macau market, which has done very well. I think at the end of the day, if we deliver against the expectation of building world-class product to help Macau diversify its economy and elevate them to a world-class tourism destination, that's all we can do. And of course, we'll abide by the policies, and it is an average, so they can play around with the introduction of tables. So but it's all designed into managing the growth of a very robust market. So we're very supportive of the policies.
As the demand for table games increases over the next few years without a matching increase in supply, each table will see more players wanting to play on it, thus pushing the table minimums up. It's already very hard to find a squeeze baccarat game with a minimum under 1,000 Hong Kong dollars. How high are the minimums set to increase to? I mean, might we see a time where you have to bet at least $5,000 a hand to get on a table on any given Saturday night?
Well, you know, I think what we want to offer our customers is a great experience. And on the gaming side, we want them to have a variety of products to choose from, either a live table game or the introduction of things like a stadium game complex or slot machines and the like there, or our electronic products. So I think the betting limits have been somewhat aggressive, but I think we're trying to cater to all segments of the market. And I think with the introduction of new products, we can offer a great experience for all our customers, regardless of the type of bets you'd like to place on the table.
So Bob, what's the answer to the shortage of tables in Macau? I mean, is it the LT Game live dealer product? What's your view on that?
Well, I think it's again, the number of tables in the market is just another way of managing the growth of the market, and I think the government is doing a pretty effective job at that. We're very fortunate to be in the market that it continues to grow at double digits, and we forecast that for 2014. And what we want to do is make sure that we have a great experience for our customers across all business segments, and that as it is a catalyst for growth. So we manage that very effectively. We believe there's certainly upside in learning what our customer preferences are, which we will see will change over time. And what we're looking for is innovative product like a stadium games that helps address a market need. And I think as we continue to grow, it's incumbent upon the industry, not only from a resort standpoint, to design innovative product. It's incumbent upon us to design innovative product for our customers across all segments, whether it's gaming, food and beverage, entertainment, and hotel. So it's a real challenge for us to maintain the innovativeness in such a great market. So we're very fortunate to be in a market that grows like this. It is the world's largest market, and everyone's making a fair return. And that we just want to offer a great experience for our customers.
Oh, thank you very much for your time,
You're
Bob.
welcome.
It's been a real pleasure having you.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next time on MGSTV.